you'll really ever, you know,
Hello?
pressure back.
Hello, Syraga. I'm here to take over your co-caster. My name's YJ. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. So, you take analysis, I take hype. Is that fine?
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's
Alright.
go. Let's do it.
Nice. Okay. So my time slot's in 6 hours, but I'm just here to be here. What's happening in the game? What did I miss before I came in?
Well, we jumped in kind of in a situation where MP already had control of the game, and it's only gotten worse. They've actually increased their net worth lead by about 3,000, so it kind of looks like this is just a cleanup game for MP as long as they keep it safe when they go on the high ground.
Yeah.
So Dazzle is just going off.
Well, the siege of the mid lane is going to begin. Looks like Ari is in the front line with Fata. Damn, nice call by MSS onto the Shadow Shaman. That's gonna be one kill. Fata picks it off. And Nyx Assassin not in position to do anything. Some harass coming out from the Weaver, but it's not enough to deal with that armor on the Shadow Fiend. That's lots of armor, especially with the weave on. OD with the Hurricane Pike. Yeah, that's a measly amount of damage. Not gonna get through. Nice impale on one. So talk to me. How do the Radiant defend this?
I honestly don't think they do. They got Shadow Fiend with an Aegis. They're popping Solar Crest on him. His BKB's on cooldown, and you know, Nodi is just like, he's kind of underwhelming right now. All he's got is a Hurricane Pike and 2 Null Talismans, so he's just not able to really, you know, like a lot of times you see the OD combo, they blink in and then they pike back to the high grounds, or like run in pike and then blink further away to just like unload and get a lot of hits in, but they're just not able to, you know, apply very much pressure at all right now.
They're stacking on the Solar Crest and the Weave onto the SF, so that's really good for him. He can tank all of those hits. There is an aggressive smoke coming out from Wheels over here, and who's leading the charge? It's going to be the Nyx Assassin. They see the SF, but the Dire team, will they counter? Looks like they see what's happening, but Nyx comes in, hype for the X, a call comes in. We can't see the camera very much. I don't even see where the hook shot went. And Nyx Assassin stuck in the cogs. There is an SF out as we rotate upwards to look at the rest of the team fight. Vata turning on his BKB. EE Sama there with no stacks of damage being stolen, but at least they forced back the Radiant team. And right now, Wheels being forced to run. Run, Forrest, run! You were saying?
Initiation on the Axe down at the bottom. Weaver's, oh, he doesn't get the call off. Weaver,
yeah, time lapse coming in though. SF goes down, Aegis being used. There is a dog barking. I live in the middle of an Asian country, I'm sorry. OD outs goes on one, but the call on two, Guardian Angel. Is it nice? Yes, it's a nice Guardian Angel. The timing is brilliant. Eternal Envy trying his best to stay alive. Goes down. No, he does not to the Arcamon. The evasion from the Solar Crest a bit too huge for the OD to follow up. And now Fata starts to run. Highlight die as well. Going away, EE is the last to fall. So tell me about that team fight while I try to get the noise to stop.
Yeah, a lot of people actually managed to slip away in that team fight. Like a lot of people running basically on fumes in terms of HP pulls. Big things for the Guardian Angel to make a huge save there. Envy almost got away, but then kind of, you know, didn't really have any options left, and Weaver managed just to pick him off. You know, all in all, it's a pretty good fight for Wheel, but you know, they still have a big mountain to climb. So it'll, you know, it really comes down to can they delay this and get themselves a little bit more space. The big problem though is that just that, you know, you can put Shadow Fiend Siege in the high ground and Axe is going to follow up. The Clock will also follow up. So, you know, they have 2 pretty powerful follow-ups to kind of protect the Shadow Fiend, and that's not to mention, you know, the Shadow Fiend sitting on Weave with Shallow Grave available, and on top of that, he's also got Solar Crest and BKB. Like, he's just an unkillable machine.
Yeah, and he's going to be building more evasion for himself, coming out with that Butterfly soon, sitting on 3.7k gold right now, working steadily towards it. Eternal Envy with the Solar Crest, that's basically all he does. Right now, he's pretty weak, and Nyx Assassin being caught out, but yeah, he's just going to get the TP. With the Spike Carapace on during TP, that's starting to stop.
Yeah, it's not a great game for Razor, just in that, like, you can't really take a lot of, like, you can take damage, of course, from the carries, but Weaver's able to break it quite easily. Same with OD, who has, you know, Pike available. So, and it's just, it's not really the heroes, like, you know, you like to see Razor sucking off Sven's damage or something, but you know, all in all, he's still there to provide the support that he needs. And you know, now that he's got the Shivas Guard, he's just going to help contribute to that siege.
X is going for BKB as well, and he does have Invis rune, so can look for a nice initiation. The rest of the Dire team opt to push down bottom. Shadow Shaman and OD still top, not TPing back just yet.
Yeah, it's a pretty smart move for them to just try and rat out what they can, because they're behind and they need to try to get anything that they can possibly, you know, put more gold in their pockets. Gonna use the wards on the tower. They're gonna get picked up and cleaned up. But, you know...
Whoa, the OD jumps in onto
OD's
E.
actually making a play.
That wasn't a play. Was that an intimidation blink or something?
I don't know. Because I guess I wasn't looking, but they may have had vision on everyone down towards the bottom rune. So maybe they knew that they were safe, at least for the time being. Because, you know, if Axe or Clock was sitting behind that at any point, that could have been, you know, a bigger issue for OD to get out of.
Yeah, absolutely. Great insight by you. Really appreciate having somebody with me.
Thanks, Fred. Have you as a hypecaster, man.
Nice. So another weave coming in, and Nyx Assassin coming in from the back lines. Is that detection? No. Yet another Hurricane Pike play coming out from the OD. There is a sentry being dropped, but Mad Meng on the Nyx Assassin, not being spotted out just yet. Oh, lots of Hurricane Pikes, but SF has lots of... Oh, nice! With a impale onto the SF, but he's saved by... Was that a Hurricane Pike or 4-star? I don't know, but he went the other way. So they pick up a kill with a fast reaction on MMS, getting that call.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate. They were just at a range for the OD to attack from the high.
Oh, as you talk about the OD, he's basically down. Yep, he goes down. Clockwork gets a nice hook shot onto DotA. Two buybacks. Yeah, but they got the racks. They got half the racks, and that's what they came for. So.
Yeah, I mean they got the melee one. That's the big one. But it was a smart buyback. They would have lost 2 sets of racks if they didn't. But yeah, so kind of going back on that team fight, they were actually positioned right there on the low ground, but they were just out of auto attack range. So the repelled OD had no opportunity to get any damage in or any instax before, you know, the fight was already over.
Let's see. What's next for Eternal Envy? It is the Aghanim Scepter. I haven't actually seen Ags a lot on Razor, but that's because I am Southeast Asian, so people don't do that. Tell me about Ags Razor. Is that a good pickup?
It is in the situation that they put themselves in. They've got a heavy lead, it's a nice luxury item, and it actually gives you a lot of opportunity to just do a lot of extra damage to the towers. So like, you know, like at the moment they've been... well,
E?
Maybe he dies? No.
Nah, I don't think so. He's a big Razor.
Yeah, they just don't have enough damage output, and that's just kind of showing from the 20k gold lead that they have right now. But yeah, what you do is basically it's just going to add additional hits into the buildings when they go to siege the towers. So like, you know, if Fada gets put in a position where like, or maybe they like banish him and try to, you know, start working on him with some CCs. You know, any crowd control they throw, the towers or the buildings, or, you know, barracks in that sense can still be sieged just fine because all those extra hits that come from the Aghanim Scepter is really good. There's kind of like a funny build where you go with pressure and you basically just have 2 Eye of the Storms up and the buildings just melt.
I see. Nice, nice. The OD working on a Black King bar, but do remember that NP has quite a few ways of getting through that BKB. So do you think that BKB OD is the right play here? Because you can get through BKB right now with call, with a good hook shot, you know, stuff like that.
I mean, they're a really heavy physical team. It's tough to say what you do when you're so far behind. Maybe Shivas would be more beneficial, but I'm only just speculating because that gives them intellect and armor and slows down some of these auto attacks that are coming from Shadow Fiend and Razor. But I mean, again, you still have Axe and Clockwork that are just, you know, really putting down the control because they can choose which target they want to kill.
Nice play there by whoever was using the courier. Just made a big turn there, like playing initial D to avoid an invisible Nyx Assassin. Yet another weave coming out. That is the Aegis of Immortality and the Butterfly on the Shadow Fiend this time. So Fata frontlining like nobody's business, takes up the range racks, and OD does not have the balls to show his face yet.
Yeah, they're just going to continue sieging the towers, and you know I don't think that there's really anything you can do because they have some sustain from Dazzle, which is more than enough, and Fada's just way too tanky. They just don't have enough to bring him down. Like the Weaver's just swinging, and Fada returns fire and does way more than the Weaver did, with half the time spent, you know, doing damage to him.
Yeah, but he's stunned right now. Impale is a big miss, but no initiation up. So yet another weave coming back in. That's another tier 3. This is not how weaves want to play. X. Okay, good call by the OD. But now, nice 4-star. Either that or Hurricane Pipe to save Fada. I'm not too sure. Eternal Envy goes in. The X did miss his initiation due to the OD using his Hurricane Pipe at the same time. And he misses it yet again, but the hookshot to follow up onto the OD, who does not have the BKB yet. Guardian Angel is being thrown up. Nice cow, bringing Dub to the floor. And now Aegis of Immortality has fallen, but he still has that Butterfly and a Requiem of Souls. Yet another Hurricane Pipe play. That's a lot of Hurricane Pikes this game. Now the Weave, offensive Weave this time coming out as we see DOD come in. SF goes for the Requiem. He gets it off. He's Shallow Grave. The Weaver does no damage. He shrugs it off. Then the Omni Knight, nice use Scepter of Divinity. But will it be enough to save him? Looks like it's not. The Clockwork sustaining himself at 30% HP. The Weaver does not do enough damage. The Weaver getting the weave and being weaved on does not weave himself to victory.
Well done. Give him credit for that. That was good. Yeah, this is just kind of like a classic situation where, you know, the rich are getting richer and there's nothing really to do that.
Yeah, ow. That's a disaster. Yeah. Sorry, Toby one, but it was. I mean, the Nyx died in 3 auto attacks. That's not what you want to see. MSS. Alright, he's fine. 4-star gaming. But now SF, Shallow Grave. Okay, he's dead when the Shallow Grave comes out, isn't it? Oh, the BKB play! Press the button, nice. Cogs to stop them from chasing. Very well disciplined by Team NP.
Yeah, that was close. They definitely had an opportunity there to potentially pick up Shadow Fiend, but good use of the BKB and forcing out.
They're still chasing. Is this a good idea? I heard an Impale. Did it connect? Yes, it did onto Aoi, but he is a TI winner. You can't just stun Aoi.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to take stabs and see if they can get anything at this point. You know, any pickoffs that would potentially slow NP down from taking this next set of racks. But that's kind of the beauty behind this Aghanim's that's going to come out with Razor. Oh, he actually switches over to an AC instead. Oh, okay. I mean, it's just as good of a pickup though, because you're just providing more armor to your team and the negative armor is helping you push. So in that sense, it's still a great pickup. And if you think about it, you know, Envy hasn't really been the one that's running in at the beginning. They've been using Fada as the front line, so just, you know, assisting with the armor aura is probably a better option. You know, because like in order to use the Ags, you have to be involved like when Fada's on the high ground. So it's like you're going to be doubling up on the number of units that have to be on the high ground while you're doing like your slow siege. So yeah, I actually kind of like the pickup instead.
Absolutely, man. But the only thing I feel which is lacking on Team MP is the Lotus Orb. I think would be a pretty good item here. Don't you agree?
It's really good for the Shadow Shaman. He puts down the CCs, you break it immediately. OD would banish himself, which would buy you a lot of time to get through in the team fight. Interesting to see if Weaver's gonna try to make any plays. They're just so far behind, man.
Yeah,
they just don't have enough. And they're coming in with a double damage. This is rough.
The ward does not see Nyx Assassin. Now he does, but Impale down onto Fada here. The call on OD. That's gonna be big. That's their main damage dealer. But here comes the Guardian Angel to save. OD gets trapped in Shadow Shaman wards, but he manages to Hurricane Pike himself out. Dub placed down the wards and died. So I guess he did what he had to do. The Impale down onto Eternal Envy, who is managing to zone out the Weaver there. I can't click him for some absurd reason. The call on the Weaver, that's gonna be big with the Blade Mail as well. But the use Scepter of Divinity by the Omni Knight does not prevent his death, as Eternal Envy with his whip brings him to shame. Buyback by the Weaver, but let's watch how this defense goes. There is no mana on the Shadow Fiend. Axe is ready for the Blink Hog, and he gets a 2! Wait, it's a 1. Still, it's more than enough because the Shadow Fiend is is here. He's basically establishing the team fight. He is establishing this game as well. Look at that damage on to the next assassin. On my way, called by Fata as they dive the fountain. So that's gonna be GG and sign us off, Trigen.
Yeah, so we hopped into this game with about a 20k gold lead, and they've turned it into 40 by the time we were finished. It's just, you know, it was really solid execution, and they didn't give Wheel any opportunities to really, you know, make any comeback in the game. So overall, just, you know, solid execution, really great plan. And I mean, looking at the draft overall, they're very physical based, and you know, in the team fights when Omni Knight's using his ultimate, you could tell there was like actually a presence, and Wheel had time to, you know, execute within a team fight. But then any other situation where it's not available, they're just struggling to stay alive. You know, it's like whatever target goes in is immediately trying to work his way out of the team fight, or he's getting banished, or he's using time lapse, you know, popping spike carapace, whatever it was like, all right, I'm in, I gotta get out. And so like, when are you gonna do DPS? You know, these guys have, you know, over 50 armor probably just from Dazzle alone, and you know, the additional orders and stuff that they have. Like, there's just no way you're gonna really tear through them when, you know, they have every item that they pretty much need to siege.
Yeah, I agree with you as well on the armor part. So very nice insight by you. Will we be having another game? I don't know.